Guys, and welcome back to Amazon Solution Architect Associate class. And in this video, we are going to learn what is the EC2 instance, how many types of EC2 instances available, and the instance life cycles. What's the AMI, the Amazon Machine Image, how many type of AMI available in AWS, and what's the free and what's the spot instance, and what's the difference in reboot, terminate, and what's the EBS and the instance store in these upcoming videos. So let's start with EC2. With the introduction, what is the EC2? So EC2 instance, EC2 basically is nothing. This is a server which is hosted in the AWS um, cloud. So that is EC2 instance. Basically, it compute EC2 compute cloud. Compute basically refers to the amount of the computational power required to fulfill your workload. So basically, in the layman terms, as I mentioned, it's compute or EC2 is basically it's referring to a computer, or it could be a server or an instance, like exact same like your desktop, or it could be the server which is hosted into AWS infrastructure, AWS data center. Okay, so that is, and you are going to access them over the internet. And Amazon EC2 allows you to acquire compute through the launching of virtual server, which we called is instances. And using EC2, it eliminates your need to invest in hardware upfront, so you can develop and deploy application faster. So you don't need to purchase the hardware before even you don't have any idea whether what's the requirement of the business in next coming months or the coming year, and you don't have any idea and you have to purchase them upfront. So that's how it's going to avoid uh, those situations, and you don't need to be purchase any hardware, you don't need to be invest in the hardware as an upfront cost. And you can use the EC2 to launch as many as or as few virtual server as you need. You can configure the security, networking, and the manage storage as well. It's there is no limitations with the EC2 instance launching. And EC2 enables you to scale up or scale down basically based on your requirement. If it spikes in the popularity or reducing your need to forecast the traffic, so there is no requirement to forecast the traffic. So what's the features of EC2? Amazon EC2 provides the following features, as we can see now. There are the, let's say, the virtual computing environment, which we know as the instance. Yes, of course, we know is as the instance in AWS cloud computing. We also have the pre-configured templates for your instances, as we known as the AWS or the Amazon machine image. It's AW Amazon machine image. It exactly same as you have the I can say the cloning your machine. If you have you clone your virtual machines or your hardware machines, and then you just implementing that particular clone into the multiple hardware to create to create the multiple servers quickly. So that's the same working here in the AWS. That's the AMI. And various configurations of CPU, memory, storage, and networking capacity for your instances. We basically none as the instance types, and there are a couple of types of instance available in AWS, and you have to choose the best EC2 instance based on your requirements. Secure login information for your instances are using the key pair, and AWS stores the public key and you store the private key in the secure place. So there are a couple of types of instance available in AWS, and then we are going to take a look into upcoming slides. So there are dozens of instance types available. They basically vary on the following dimension. Let's say what's the CPU you have to configure into your EC2 instance, what's the memory you require, what's the storage size and types. Let's say you require the SSD or the HDD or the tape drive. You have what's the network performance you required. So that based on them the instance families instance types going to be configure. Okay, and they are going to be rely on these four dimensions. So few samples or type families are the following. If you just can see it here, let's say uh, there are a C4, though you don't need to keep memorize all these C4, R3 and I2, G2, whatever it's mentioned in the left side. They are not coming into the AWS Architect Associate class exam, but they will definitely can come in the professional course. So there are the compute optimize for the workload requiring significant processing. There are R3 instance types where the memory optimize for memory intensive workloads. There are I2 storage optimize and G2 that's the GPU based instance. So there are couple of types. These are not the limited, but there are lots more available in AWS. So there are instance types that suppose the enhanced networking in the C3, C4, D2, I2, M4, and R3 families. Instance enhance the networking, reduce the impact of virtualization on network performance by enabling a capacity we call the single root IO virtualizations. And AWS publish a relative measure of the network performance, low, moderate, or the high. Some instance types specify a network performance of 10 Gbps. So now let's take a look what the Amazon machine images AMIs available in your AWS clouds. Basically, what is the AMI is? AMI stands for the Amazon Machine Images, and the Amazon Machine Image defines the initial software that will be on an instance when it is launched. And AMI defines every aspects of the software state at the instance launch, including the operating systems and its configuration, the initial state of any patches, if there are any patch uh, already configured in the AMI, then the page going to be available. And application or the software, if you have already configured some application or the software on your AMI, then those software and application going to be available into your new instance. And there are basically three sorts of AMI you just need to keep in mind, and it could become into your exam as well. There are three AMI. First is my AMIs, and AWS publish AMI with version of many different OS, both Linux and the Windows. Second one is the AWS Marketplace. AWS Marketplace is an online store that helps customers find, buy, and immediately start using the software and services that run on Amazon EC2. And there are third one also, that's the community AMI. And AMI, this AMI can be created from your existing EC2 instance and share your AMI with your other AWS accounts, or only allow a few specific accounts to launch the AMI. So after you make an AMI public, it is available into a community AMI. So let's take a look into the following diagram how it's going to work. So here you can see it. First is going to be create, then there will be the EBS snapshot into your S3 buckets or template if instance store backed. Then it's going to be registered. It's the AMI you can register, or if you are not using your AMI, then you can deregister as well. If you register your AMI, that AMI would be available for the launch or the copy. There are two options. Either you can launch the instance based on them, or you can copy your AMI and use them into the different AWS account as well. So once AMI launched, instance can be managed over the internet. AWS has several services and features to ensure that this management can be done simply and securely. And there are several ways also that an instance may be addressed over the web upon creations. There are the DNS, definitely the public domain name systems. When you launch an instances, AWS creates a DNS name that can be used to access the instances. This DNS name is generated automatically and cannot be specified by the customer. And this DNS name persists only while the instance is running and cannot be transferred to another instances as well. And there are public IP address. When you launch instance, you may also have a public IP address assigned to your instance. This IP address is assigned from the address reserved by AWS and cannot be specified by your own. This is going to be managed by AWS itself. This IP address is unique on the internet, persists only while the instance is running, and cannot be transferred to another instance as well. There can be elastic IP address also. An elastic IP address is an address unique on the internet that you reserve independently and associate with an Amazon EC2 instance. So this IP address you can reserve and you can assign associate with your EC2 instance. So there are let's move with the virtual firewall protection or the security group. We do have the virtual firewall, and if there is something, let's say the security groups, and it's referring to as the virtual firewall also. So just keep in mind we call security group as the virtual firewall as well. So AWS allows you to control traffic in and out of your instance through virtual firewall called security groups. So it comes a lot into AWS exam. Security groups allow you to control traffic based on ports, protocol, and source and destinations. And security group is the stateful if you and cannot be blocked the particular IP address if you have enabled the IP. Let's say if you enable the inbound rule, that's outbound rule going to be allow itself automatically. That means if you allow the incoming traffic, the outgoing traffic will be allowed automatically. That's why it's stateful, just keep in mind. And a security group is by default deny state. There is no allow, and it does not allow any traffic that is not explicitly allowed by a security group rule. When an instance is associated with multiple security groups, the rules are aggregated and all traffic allowed by each of the individual group is allowed. So let's say if security groups A allowed RDP traffic from 72.58.0.0/16 and security group B that allow HTTP and HTTP traffics from any source, let's say the 0.0.0.0.0/0, and your instance is associated with both groups, then both the RDP and HTTPS traffic will be allowed into your instance. So there are a couple of other features as well. Let's say if you are just launching your instances and you just want to um, create something, or you just want to install something during the during the launching your instance, then there are options. There is options, we call it bootstrapping. It's there are some way to configure the instance and install application programmatically when an instance is launched. So the process of providing code to be run on an instances at launch is called bootstrapping. And instance metadata is data about your instance that you can use to configure or manage the running instance. And managing the instance, when the number of instance in your account start to climb, it can become difficult to keep track of them. Yep. So how you are going to manage them? With the help of tag also available in EC2. Tag can help you manage not just your EC2 instance but any services into AWS cloud service. Tags are the key or the value pairs you can associate with your instance or other services. They are very useful when you will see into the upcoming videos as well. So what's the tags, how they are useful in AWS services to use them. And tags can be used to identify attributes of an instance like project environment, let's say the dev, test, and so on, billable department, or and so forth. And you can apply up to 10 tags per instance. And another one is the monitoring instance also, and you can monitor your EC2 instance in AWS. AWS offers a service, we call it CloudWatch. We are going to take a look into upcoming videos what the CloudWatch is, and with the help of CloudWatch you can monitor and alerting your EC2 instance, and you can also other AWS infrastructure. Basically AWS CloudWatch that's going to monitor your performance your infrastructure, your EC2 performance, the memory utilization, CPU utilization, RAM utilization, processing utilization, network utilization. That's going to be monitor and manage and sending the alerts via your cloud watch. You can also modifying an EC2 instance, and it can give you the ability to change the instance type of an instance, contributes greatly to the agility, that's going to give you the great agility to of running workloads in the cloud. Instead of committing to a certain hardware configuration and months before a workload is launched, the workload can be launched using a best estimate for the instance type. We will take a look what the instance type is and how we can choose the best instance type as per the the cost perspective as well as the load perspective and as per our requirement. So if the compute need prove to be higher or lower than expected, the instances can be changed to a different size more appropriate to the workload. An instance can be resized using the AWS Management Console, CLI, or the API. In order to resize an instance, set the state of instance to be stopped. There are also the termination protection also have features available in EC2 instance. So you can protect your EC2 instance from accidentally terminations. So it's going to prevent termination accidentally or the deliberately via the AWS console, CLI, or the API. Termination protections can be enabled for any instance. Though it's a product to terminate the instance from CAA console, CLI, or API, but it does not prevent terminations triggered by an OS shutdown command and terminations from an auto scaling group or termination of a spot instance due to spot instance prices change. Whether you what it is mean, it's mean, let's say if there is some issue with your within your OS and it's going to be reboot, then it's not going to be help you. And if you are using the sport instances, so and your sport instance basically provided you by AWS based on availability and your bits and the price going, if price going high and or the instance is not available for next for after 30 minutes, then your spot instance going to be terminate and that's not going to be protected by the termination protection also. So this is all about what's the EC2 instances, and in the next video we are going to take a look what the best or the jump box tags and the instance type pricing of EC2 instance. Thank you guys.